Recently, a few people have talked to me about remembering their past alien lives, so I thought I'd bring in the Blue Pleiadians and ask their opinion about this topic. Ooh. Yes, and hello, sweet human beings. A pleasure and a treasure it is to interact with you on this day. We greet you and we wish you all welcome to these new energies of this now present but still forthcoming decade of promising changes in both your individual and your collective consciousnesses. We are the Blue Pleiadian star collective, a star consciousness previously situated in physical bodies on one of the planets orbiting a star we now reside in the Pleiadian constellation. We have been asked to elaborate on the subject of remembering your past lives in alien worlds. Of course, this concept of past lives, true as it may be, only makes sense in the fourth dimensional temporal perspective of things, in which one thing precedes another way of perceiving that would be viewing your past lives as resonating patterns which resonate within your present experience, and so you are connected to these previous, or in some cases later, experiences you will have, but that are in an karmic, or we would say more precisely an akashic sense, is feeding into your current incarnation experience. So then realize, if you change your perspective, you would also change what past lives you hold at present, what past incarnations of your soul's experience is feeding into the remembrance of your present incarnation of these other soul experiences. The question you should be asking yourself is, what are these memories serving for me at present? Are they informing me of something I need to clear? Are they teaching me a lesson of something I should be listening to or paying closer attention to? Are they pointing to an emotional imbalance in my nature that stems from not my immediate experience, but some of these past life accumulations? Understand then that on a soul perspective, you choose to have certain experiences in this life, but other experiences are not chosen by you, so to speak. That would be a misunderstanding. They are rather foisted upon you, in the sense that the part of you usually understand as you is different from the greater soul part of you, which is using the vessel of your personality along with all the subconscious um, information and experience, making up the totality of your incarnation in this present life. Your soul is using this to clear out certain experiences, and you could, in a sense, use the image of yourself as a computer hooked up to the internet, which is using some of its bandwidth and memory to process certain processes that are stemming from a collective project on the grander scale of the internet, or in one of these more closed circuit organizations you may belong to in that sense, but that they do take up and affect the individual operations of any given laptop or stationary computer where this is taking place, but it does not affect your ability to operate the operating system freely as an individual at the same time. This is not a bad image to apply to this. However, the purpose of connecting to these past lives, and the reason these past lives are trying to contact you, is because your soul is seeking connection, understanding. That understanding itself is the sense of connection being unfolded, meaning separate parts of experience are being connected into more harmonious patterns you could imagine than your mental life as a helix of geometrical processes of understanding your soul, then unfolding more and more of its experience into individual incarnations. So when you spend time regressing, bringing your thoughts and memories back to the time you spent in alien worlds, we will suggest then to you different techniques to do this, because when you do this, you are helping your soul fulfill the very joyous purpose of understanding and integrating by unfolding the helix like geometrical process of connection that is essentially what the universe is about, and what you are participating joyfully in as an incarnated nodal point of experience, divine as you are. Well, then proceeding to some of the techniques you can use. We would suggest you to, for most of you, to lie down. If you are not comfortable with this, then simply relax in any way you please, but find a place to shift your breath. Then go into one of the more apana or eliminative orientated breaths, which means you prolong your exhalation in regards to the inhalation. 2-to-1 ratio would be good. So you inhale, for instance, let us say for 4, and you exhale for 8. After having done this for some time, you will automatically notice that you begin to, let us use the image of listen into yourself. Your nervous system begins to unwind and you relax. And then doing this, you can send your memory traveling through your past. So choose any given clear memory you have, and from that point remember the situations and memories you have that came before that point. Then remember the memories that came before that point, and before you notice it, you are approaching your birth moment, the birth canal of your mother. You are receding into it and back into the starlight consciousness before you were brought into incarnate manifestation as a born human being. In this starlight consciousness, you will then have access to the previous lives. If you continue with this process of regressing that we just described to you from this starlight consciousness, you will then arrive to the linear sense of your previous incarnations. In the case of the channel, we are, for instance, now showing him images from his first previous incarnation in an alien world. This world is called Yandacht, and it is a purplish world, much related to, you could describe it as if you imagined the bottom of the sea living within a volcano with starfish-like creatures of a gelatinous nature but very resistant to heat. This would be the kind of world we are at. Notice that so many energies are feeding into your present incarnation and soul cycle that you will experience many of these strange worlds, and it will be difficult for you to relate them to anything known but your imagine, which is limitless, and your ability to experience, which is even greater in its infinity. These things you can use to perceive whatever you wish. If you hold the linear process while having regressed to your star consciousness, you possessed as a fetus, you will be able to select from this astral bird's eye view of your incarnations, which incarnations you wish to zoom into, be they either human or alien. And we would advise you to explore these ones, because through this exploration you will then realize that you have freed yourself from the karma of these lives by doing this regression, and you have come into a place very much facilitated by these new energies of the 2020 new timeline, that you are free to create, so to speak. The karma is no longer necessary for you to fulfill. You are instead placed in an ceaseless, endless, undying moment of understanding where you choose and fulfill your own patterns of meaningful recognition and remembrance. This is the place where we Pleiadians and many other ascended races await for you to join us as a collective consciousness. We wish to bring you there with us, humans, and therefore we advise you to contact your own star-like undying nature to do so. Also, we want to remind you that you are being showered with love by existence, and the best thing you can do to practice enjoying your incarnation is simply to let yourself receive these massive amounts of love constantly flooding into your being by your being itself. Then, dear ones, sweet enchanted humans, realize we are gleaming, blinking, shining down upon you, and we wish you love and much energy in these wonderful times of flowering change. Be well, sweet ones, seek us out when you wish good by and day and night for now.